Shaking a little bit. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy D from DNC Digital, and we just finished watching the versus battle between Gucci Mane and Jeezy, young Jeezy. Well, he's not so young anymore. I guess that's why he goes by Jeezy now. So it was really dope. Johnny, what's going on, buddy? Hope all is well. It was a really dope battle. So I'm not as well versed in Gucci Mane as much. I was never interested in his music. Not to say he's not a talented guy, he definitely is. But I was definitely pleasantly surprised with some of the stuff that he put up in the battles. Makes me want to just go up and look through his catalog and see what other music he's done. Because like I said, I wasn't ever really a big fan of Gucci Mane. But after today, I definitely have some respect for him as a lyricist. As far as some of his music goes, I was always a Jeezy fan, though. I was always big fan of Young Jeezy, especially when he first came out. So I was pretty much, it was cool because it was a different type of battle. Because I went into this not knowing much about Gucci Mane, and I don't know the more recent stuff from Jeezy, so I was just gonna listen to the songs and think of which one I felt was better, which is a lot different than other battles where I know most of their music catalog and I kind of already have favorites, already have some that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna bring in my brother, Mr. Brian Davis. We're gonna go over the battle, not hit for hit, but we're gonna go over some of it. And then, what's going on, Brian?
Hey, what's up?
How's everything? How's your little one?
Everything's great. The little one's great. I'm great. How's everything with you and your little one and your family? You have a whole
She's
family.
good, man. She's starting percussions in the school band. So
Wow.
I got a dope. I mean, if she couldn't even get any more dope, like
I'm about to say your
I'm
daughter
gonna.
is already dope as is, bro.
I know, man. And now she's
And now
buying a
she's
lot
gonna
of
be a
band.
and now she's
She's
gonna be
buying
a
a lot of band
percussionist.
shirts. She's looking up. She's like YouTubing. She's YouTubing AC/DC and Pink Floyd and
What?
I told her too. I was like, if you like, I mean, she likes classic rock, so I was like, these are your drummers, and she also likes watching people cover with the
Yeah.
drums. Those are some pretty dope videos. I see the beards coming in really nice. Look at
Boy,
that beard.
wait, first I'm about to roll out of frame, but fuck that, bro. You see me over here, kid?
Yo, you are looking good.
Yeah, buddy. You see
That
me,
is
kid?
that is a good mane of manly hair.
You like it?
I do. I do.
I
Shout out to
only kept
CanYouHandlebar.com. Can You Handlebar promo code 15% off DNC Digital.
see it.
Yeah, that's straight, bro. That looks
Yeah,
almost
bro.
as perfect as Steve Harvey's hair when he had it. Remember that? Remember how straight his hair was? There wasn't one hair at like how you
His
have these hairs
mustache,
coming
but
out?
wait, how was Steve's mustache so like spectacular though? It was always like
Bro, that shit
it
was
was
fucking.
pristine. It was on point.
It was like the best
Holy shit!
fake mustache ever
Yeah,
put on.
it was the wildest shit. But yeah,
Hey, so
yeah.
you are more well versed on the importance of this battle. So why don't
All
you go
right.
ahead and tell the story behind it?
Okay, so the story behind it. All right, so there's a few things, a few factors in here that we need to acknowledge before diving into the whole battle itself. And Atlanta for a very long time that even us on the East Coast, even though you are a former East Coaster,
I no, I
uh,
am an East Coaster. I have
uh,
still am.
I
That's
still
why
gotta put
I
that former on it because now
uh,
you're in. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. But I mean, you're always accepted. Just letting you know.
oh, of course,
Um,
yes.
but like as an East Coaster, that it, when it comes to rap, we have to acknowledge the fact that Southern rap has had they had the reins for a very long time, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
I think if you ask any person that acknowledges hip hop. It's a fact. Um, and so for the longest time, we've been seeing a lot more Southern rappers come in and do their thing, and it started with you go to Houston, you go to Atlanta, you go to Miami, and then next thing you know, there's just a bunch of Southern rappers that are just mainstream in hip hop. And so when you're talking about uh young Jeezy and Gucci, they are right in the center of all of that.
Okay.
Jeezy has had the one of the best runs of any Southern hip hop artist I've ever seen.
Hmm.
And Gucci he has had a hand in behind the scenes, has had a hand in a lot of your favorite artists' careers, whether
Oh,
you
I
acknowledge it or
was
not.
aware of that.
Whether it be from Nicki Minaj, whether it be from the Migos, um, uh, what's the other rapper from Houston, Waka Flocka.
Okay.
You name a lot of big time artists from the South, and Gucci has had a hand in it. Um, if anything, he should have been like if you want to call him an A&R person, he'd probably be like the best A&R in history of rap,
You see, that's
basically.
what before you came on. That's one thing I said that this was a different battle for me because I'm not as familiar as I could be with Jeezy's more recent stuff. So I
Yeah,
stick with all of his stuff when he first came out and when he was in Boys in the Hood. And
yeah,
I've never been a big fan of Gucci Mane. So I entered this battle more like I'm just gonna listen to these songs and then
yes,
just pick my favorite. I didn't all the times that we cover these things. I always know the person's catalog, and I'm always waiting on one song, or I already have a favorite that no matter what, I'm gonna say that that one wins that round. So it was a
yeah, yeah.
different round for me. So when you're talking about Jeezy and Gucci Mane being center points of Southern rap, is it fair to say that commercially Ti and Ludacris were those guys, and then Gucci Mane and Jeezy were right behind them?
I think that is, I think that could be a fair assessment. I think people would argue that. I think people would say that
I
they
feel like
were,
they're different fields because, like I said, commercially you got Ti and Luda, but was a battle of the trap, battle of the
yeah,
strip club. Like it
yeah,
was different type of hip hop, especially when Jeezy came out. You know, with the exception of Ti, he was doing that trap music a
mhm,
lot more than anybody and making it a commercial hit.
yeah. I think that, I think labeling them as that is, I don't want to say a disservice, but I think that for
You
me,
think
as
it
a,
puts him in a corner?
exactly, it kind of
Yeah,
pigeonholes them, and I don't want to do that for the sake that they mean too much to the culture. I think
fair.
that um, I guess time wise, you can say that when because they kind of came out a little bit after Ti and a lot of other rappers from the South,
Yeah.
or I wouldn't say just a few rappers from the South, but their impact actually gained them a lot more traction than a lot of the rappers that came out after. Again, the amount of artists that were under Gucci before they blew up, and he allowed them to, flourish or whatever. It's endless. And Jeezy, watching him from Thug Motivation 101, and then just, dude, he's with the president or the president elect, and having a conversation with him, and being at the top of Def Jam as it's just a great thing to see in hip hop how they both um raised it. So like even though we want to put them as um elevating the southern hip, no, they elevated hip hop period.
Fair. Oh yeah.
Like they elevated hip hop, and I think that they deserve that acknowledgement. I really do.
A lot of times in hip hop, they feel like a song might be glorifying the wrong things,
Yeah,
but it's really storytelling. And not only that, I feel like representation is such a huge thing where guys on the street, you know, doing what they got to do, maybe illegally to take care of their family, they're probably
yeah,
looking at, these guys that are talking about it. They're like, damn, they got out of it, and I want to get out of it too. So to
true.
see Jeezy like get so high in the echelon of hip hop pecking order, like you
Hmm.
said on Def Jam, and then he made a huge impact once he went solo. Once he broke off of Boys in the Hood, and that song was dope, and he used that song tonight. But did you catch the beginning?
I did catch the beginning. I actually watched the entire thing.
So Gucci Mane came out with a song that sounds like he just recorded it like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And so what? And then so go ahead. What was your feeling on that? Because that was a surprise one for me.
All right. So that song really didn't mean much to me because I'm not all right. So I was actually in a group chat that we were talking about this verses, and we as East Coasters were kind of at a disservice. Like this verses wasn't for us.
Hmm.
It wasn't for the East Coasters. Like you have to acknowledge that. Once you understand that, then you understand the significance of what happened tonight fully. Um, we weren't exposed to Gucci.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We were grateful enough to catch I guess the middle and the back end of Jeezy's career. But Jeezy had like a whole career before he even touched us, before he was
Hmm.
even vouched for by Def Jam and Kanye and Hove and all that shit. So like by chance we caught wind of these
Of both of these
rappers
guys. Yeah,
of
yeah.
both these guys. So this versus wasn't for us. So when I'm watching it, I'm taking that into account. I don't know most of the songs that Jeezy played tonight, that Gucci played
Yeah,
tonight,
yeah, like
and I
Gucci.
and honestly Jeezy as well, because Jeezy, and we can get into this later about the whole uh breakdown of they decided how they decided to play some of the songs that they decided to play. But
Yeah.
it seemed to me as though Jeezy wanted to stay away from the mainstream songs and kind of come down to Gucci's level, if you will. Because honestly, I think Jeezy could have played his first two albums and
Yeah,
went
I was
and
looking for some music that I was like, oh man, you should have played that or you should have played that.
yeah,
There was some good shit talking between these two men. Gucci Mane was at a
you want to call it shit
damn. They
talking?
didn't even they didn't even look at each other the whole. And then Gucci Mane like had his back turned whenever Jeezy was playing his music. And
Yeah,
when Gucci Mane was you see, there was one thing that I disagreed with. Gucci Mane is like, you're playing all this old ass shit. Like, let's
yeah,
play some current hits.
yeah,
And everybody was like, it's not about like what year we're playing it in.
yeah,
And I think Gucci Mane was like, hey, next time you do a versus, let's do a jewelry versus. And then Jeezy was like, why don't we do a real estate versus? And that kind
yeah.
of that kind of shut up Gucci Mane. But there was some actual bad
There was
blood
some.
between them.
There's some. No. There's some really bad blood, like really bad blood between the two of them, and that's what made this and the numbers again. Like I don't
The numbers
think
were
the
nuts.
nuts, nuts. I
That
think
was
it
the
was two.
most. That was bigger than Teddy
It
Riley and
had to have
Babyface,
been.
right?
It had to have been. And anybody that knew even a little bit about their history would say that this was forthcoming. Like you knew this was coming because there is no way you can tell us or tell me a month ago that you can put these two gentlemen in the same room and there not be any bullshit and that they can just play their songs and there's not going to be like and it'll be cool. They've had a long history of of um of back and forth, if you will. There's been instances where, people have died and it was real. This is one of those
Yeah.
situations where, the hip hop went beyond hip hop, and it lasted for a very, very long time up until right now. Like we witnessed them bury the hatchet, if you want to call that. Because
That, that
honestly,
was that was I didn't expect that because everybody was talking about So Icy, which is a song that they did together,
yeah,
and I was just like, one of them's gonna use it, but I
yeah,
don't see it. And then at the end, it was just a beautiful feeling, like we
it
just
was.
both said, we're not familiar with a lot of this stuff that they played tonight,
Yeah,
but what this meant for being adults, what it meant for hip hop, what it meant for a possible future like
and
collaboration between the two, and just two men just saying, you
and
know what, fuck all the bullshit, let's go. And then it was just like a beautiful, conglomerate of all these energies coming together when they performed that song. Go ahead, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, and I didn't want to cut you off, but there was an instance where when Gucci played the song that he had about killing, basically killing young Jeezy's boy, he played that, and there was an instance where um Jeezy stopped everything and said, "Hey, listen, I brought you here, and we weren't here for that. Da, 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 da. This isn't the time for that." And it kind of resonated with me because there's been a reoccurring theme that's been happening where a lot of young black entertainers have been passing away due to um, violence, and it needs to stop. And to me personally,
Yeah, yeah.
as a black man, it was great to see two black men that could bury all the bullshit for for a greater cause. Gave me a it gave me a better outlook on things. And and Jeezy specifically brought up, King Von dying, and other rappers that had been passing away due to violence. Like, this isn't the time for that. Like, honestly, I think there's still some bad blood between them, but the fact that they were able to come together with their past, I think, was a monumental thing, and it's needed right now. It was needed.
We all have stories where we stuck our chest out a little too far just because our
Obviously,
manhood was
absolutely,
challenged. Well,
yeah,
just because
absolutely,
our manhood was challenged. Maybe
yeah.
a bunch of stories where we should have just walked away, but I
We
just
didn't,
can't. I just can't walk away from. I'm not gonna let him,
yeah,
talk that shit or say what he has to say.
yep,
So, we have our stories of swinging our fists when we should have just walked away. What do you
yep.
feel that moment did for a lot of people that normally go to that decision rather than think about things?
I think for me personally, again, it meant a lot to me because it gives me hope that we can, as a community, as a black community, we can come together for a bigger cause if it calls for it. Um, we can put all of our differences aside and get something done. Um, and if they can do it, there shouldn't be a reason why the rest of us can't do it, because they to me, if you would have asked me a week ago, they were at a point of no return. Like, there was a situation that happened where one person was responsible for another person trying to rob and kill another person, and then in the end result, the person that was sent to do that died, who happened to be a close friend of the other dude. It's some wild shit.
There's just
So it's like,
too much stuff. It's too deep.
yeah, that was that's deeper than rap. It's deeper than what we are used to on a normal basis. We're not accustomed
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that type of shit. So there was a point of no return, and the fact to see them put their differences aside, and regardless, whatever the fuck it was for, they put their differences aside, and they're them being able to do this for us, for the culture, for the people. We can do anything.
And you know what? And not to, I mean, that was all beautifully said, and it's all true. You know, I'm not a black man, so I wouldn't be able to talk with the same experience, but I can easily say that the way this whole year's been and
Yep,
how the country is so divided.
it is.
And I know a lot of it has to do with race, but I'm going to go to the political side, where
Mhm.
if you just voted for that guy, they hate you, or I hate you because you voted for that guy. I
True.
feel like people, these two men were able to show that as deep as that shit goes, we can squash it and just party right now. Let's go to the strip club. Let's go smack some asses, throw some ones. But it's
And we can
just
still
like
be
it.
and we can still be a little bit spicy about it. Like we don't gotta be
Yeah,
friends.
because we're men.
Like
We're
yeah,
men. We're
yeah.
gonna we're gonna be talking
We
our
don't
shit.
gotta be the best of friends. We can still be spicy about it. You know what I mean? But like we could do it for the culture because that's what the
We
culture
could eat.
wanted.
We could
Exactly.
eat.
Exactly. We can still talk our shit because shit was still being said. It got a little dicey at times, but still, they did it for the culture. And then and like you said, they ended it on a beautiful note. They did it
Beautiful.
with they ended it with a song that they did together, and honestly, that was the only way to close that out. And they hit the nail on the head on that one.
I just feel like for COVID restrictions, they should have had like a 10 homeboy limit or something. Like Gucci Mane had a whole football team on his side, and
I honestly wish both of those brothers well being and prosperity, and I hope everyone in their camps get home okay. Um, whatever differences, whatever grievances they have with each other, they just need to put it to rest. Like they both acknowledge it's been 20, 15, 20 years by now. It's over. Let
it
it go.
gets tiring. It must
It
be
does.
exhausting
It does. And
to carry all that
they're both in
stuff, and
Atlanta,
it
and
goes with other stuff
I've been
to
to
get.
Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
Atlanta's not that big. So for them to be avoiding each other for 15 to 20 years, it's got to be exhausting, dude.
So I had to step away for a meeting, so my score might not reflect those of other scores that have been tallied from other people, but a lot of
Okay.
it went to Jeezy. But that wasn't that as I said before, it was just me listening to these two songs and saying that one was better in this round, that one was better. I did give I'm counting three ties.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but that's My Hood by Gucci Mane
Yep.
and against Sky's the Limit by Young Jeezy. I felt like those songs were right on the money. I didn't feel like one was better than the other. I didn't feel like one was worse than the other either. Steady Mobbin', which was dope. That was a good. He came out good with the Steady Mobbin'. I forgot he was on that song.
Yep.
And then Young Jeezy did his feature on They Know, which is a song for me. The beat just everybody knows like that beat coming down. It's all dope. Two songs I didn't know. Make the Trap against Who Dat. Um, both it was a little for me. It was a little bit leaning more toward Young Jeezy, but I gave that a tie. And then Heavy against Lose My Mind. These are all songs I just heard today, but I just felt like
So
go
so
ahead.
can I ask you a question? Out of let's take Gucci out of the equation because it's again, unless you were in Atlanta, you're not gonna know much of the songs that Gucci played tonight.
Yeah.
Out of the songs that Jeezy played tonight, how many of them do you honestly know?
Do I honestly know?
Yeah,
Let me go through them.
out of 20.
One, two, three, four. Five.
Five.
Yeah. Oh,
So
I'm
there were
sorry. Six. Six.
six. So there were 14 songs that you didn't know from Jeezy,
No,
basically.
no.
All right. And I think this was, and again, this is the conversation that I was having in my chat. Jeezy has 20 songs that everybody knows easily,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
easily. Um, at least I wouldn't say at least 15. If you want to,
Oh,
he's got
15
20
is a very, very fair assessment. Yeah.
minimum. He's got at least 20 that I know.
Uh-huh.
I'm just curious as to what went into the
Choosing those
thought
songs?
choosing the songs that that he chose. Because if you were to ask me just by watching it,
Hmm.
and mind you, I am a Jeezy fan.
Yeah.
He left a lot of songs that
So many
I
songs.
I
Because
didn't hear.
like I said, it was only five, six at most that I knew. And I'm like, where did this one go? How come he didn't use that one?
Yeah.
He definitely
So
saved Soul Survivor for the end. It was one of the last rounds, and that one took the round easy.
yeah,
I was waiting for that one with Jay. I was waiting for so many songs that he had, and I was
he's got like 4 songs. He's got like 4 songs with Jay that he could have played. He's got the
yeah.
Neo song that was a fucking banger.
That's right, that Neo
There's
song. He could have
there's
even played "Diamonds in My Damn Chain." His feature on that one.
he could have played a lot of songs, and that's what I'm saying. Like I think he tried to out trap Gucci, and and I've been seeing there's a lot of people that think that it was a lot closer than what a lot of people think. Now, if you're an East Coaster, you probably have Jeezy a
Yeah,
lot
that's what I was about to
already.
ask you. Even though we're out of that world, do you feel like we already walked in
Yeah,
saying Jeezy back?
I think that Jeezy was gonna win this no matter what if you're from the East Coast. Um, but I really think that if you were to ask people from Atlanta, it's gonna be a whole different story. I think that
Yeah,
I think Jeezy played into that trap music cult shit that we don't know, and so
hmm,
we can't. We like that's what I'm saying. Like those 1 or 2 rounds that you might have given to Gucci because you didn't know like that song, it could have went to a song that we know, and Jeezy could have won that round. Like you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah, yeah.
I don't know the thought process that went into those specific songs, but I think it was poor at best. I think that if he just went strictly mainstream,
Oh,
he'd
he
have
would have.
wiped
Yeah,
he'd have wiped them.
now I see what you're trying to say, but
He would have wiped,
if I'm trying to win, I'm gonna bring out my biggest guns.
but those weren't his biggest guns though.
That,
Those
that that's why it's an interesting
Yeah,
you know
those
thing
weren't
to
his
say
biggest
about the
guns.
thought
Like I
process.
think
Why the set
again,
list consistent of those songs?
yeah, I think that if you ask anybody in Atlanta, it's a lot. They're gonna score that a lot closer than we will, if that makes any
Yeah,
sense. Like
yeah,
we
that
like
is.
Jeezy, we like Jeezy because we've heard him more than Gucci, so we're gonna just automatically side with the Jeezy song because he raps better, whatever the case may be. You ask somebody in Atlanta though, it's not as clear cut, bro, at
Yeah,
all.
but I mean, like I said in the beginning of the live before I brought you on, I was just listening to these songs and just saying I felt that one was better. So
Okay.
surprisingly, I I don't know if I pigeonholed Gucci Mane in a certain type of music that I was listening to at that time. Like, you know how one sound, kind of dominates a genre, as music evolves and stuff. So I think he was in that group that I accidentally put him in that group and I decided not to listen to him. But
Yeah.
he had some dope songs. He had some songs that I was like, okay, that's dope. And I was already scoring them as we were going along.
Who Gucci, right?
Um, yeah, Gucci. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, nah,
I,
Gucci's
I,
got
I
some
plan to
shit.
download. I plan to download a
He's
lot of
got some
these songs.
shit. That's what I'm
He
saying.
got some
Like this
good
was a
shit.
lot closer than I had originally expected. That's what I'm saying.
I already knew that this was one for the hood, so I tried to put myself. I tried to internalize all of that and say this is not about hits. This is probably about what that song makes you feel or what that song can represent to people.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was a dope. It was a dope. It was kind of tense, and I was kind of scared for people. at certain points, but I feel like it was a dope battle. I got educated on a good artist, and it was just a beautiful moment at the end.
Yeah, I think that again, this was bigger than rap. I think the culture needed it. I think the time was right with the climate that we're in. I think that it sets a good precedent for for what we can do as a community. We needed it. And I don't care whatever differences they have. That's none of my business. But we needed it. We needed it. 2020 has not been kind to a lot of people, and whatever positivity we can get, I'm all for it. And that was a great sign of positivity, and we needed it.
1.6 million people.
I think it was more. That was just on Instagram.
That was just on Instagram Live because there were like 10 YouTube accounts with 30,000 each.
There's like there's YouTube, there's Apple TV. It was I think it broke over 2 million total.
Easy. There's now Verzuz has a merchandise store because they were selling Jeezy versus Gucci shirts.
Of course. As they should. As they should. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You gotta monetize the shit, right?
Yeah, we were talking about that last time. Next stop is a TV show or something.
It's got to be something. I mean,
because they have so much money from advertisers and networks.
And if you had a chance, who wouldn't invest in it? This has got to be the hottest thing.
Oh fuck yeah, man!
Like
this is the best thing that came out of this year.
If you could throw money into something, this would be a no-brainer, right? So let me ask you a question. So with all the Jeezy Gucci shit that came about, you know that Jeezy was originally supposed to go against T.I.
Yeah. So
T.I. had to take a back seat because, you can't get any bigger than this. So then the question was, who does T.I. go up against? And then I've heard that it was brought up that T.I. goes against Lil Wayne. And I want to hear your thoughts.
I'm only using this opportunity to put in a joke. I feel like T.I.'s participation in Verzuz is gonna be the next Dr. Dre album of the Verzuz world.
Explain.
Never gonna come.
I feel like
I don't know. I feel like
he wants to. He wants to engage. Like he's looking for somebody.
So why did he back? Why do you agree with his? Do you agree with his decision to back out of the Busta Rhymes one?
I don't think. No, I don't like that matchup. So I don't care whose idea that was. I like it because I don't think that. Would you watch that? Would you want to watch that?
Oh yeah.
A T.I. versus Busta Rhymes?
Yeah. Do you feel like that has to be the same kind of music for them to be a good Verzuz?
No, I don't think that's the criteria that I'm basing it off of. I just think that Busta.
Are you going to use that generational thing?
Yeah, and
why?
It's because it's legitimate. It's legitimate because Busta has generational gaps, pockets. He has a run in the 80s. He's got a run in the 90s. He had a run in the early 2000s. He had a run in the late 2000s. Like, T.I. has only been in the game 15 years. This guy fucking Bus has been in the game for fucking damn near 25 years, bro. Like, that's too much of a gap. And I think that it wouldn't be entertaining for a hip hop enthusiast like me, like myself. If I wanted to just watch for shits and giggles, yeah, maybe it'll be.
It's just good music all around. You're not gonna hear one bad song.
But Busta has like 50 good songs. T.I. could probably get you. He could probably get you 20. Busta's gonna have to pick from 50 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not
all you need. All you need is 20, T.I. All you need is 20.
It's not a. I don't think that's a fair advantage. I think
Okay,
that
so then
Ti would need somebody from his generational gap,
so
and I'm
okay,
gonna
so
leave it
then
at that.
I digress. Okay, let's move on. Your question was Ti versus Lil Wayne.
Yes,
I would, yeah, hell yeah. That might be even more exciting than the Busta one.
I think that would be less exciting.
But hold on. Using your logic,
Yes,
Lil Wayne, in the span of 6 months, 1 year, recorded 7,284 songs.
and in those 6 months, he'll Ti, wipe him off the map, like clean. Like Ti wouldn't even get
He
one
lived
song.
in the fucking
I'm talking
studio.
about like you can add swagger like whatever the fuck it is, and you can add whatever Rihanna songs from Ti, and in those six that I wouldn't say that year, that 1 to 2 years that Wayne had,
Yeah. Between
yo,
it was between 2 and 3, right? Or was it between 3 and 4?
like 2003,
No,
2004
no.
maybe.
I'm saying between. Was it between Carter 2 and 3 or 3 and 4 that he had
Oh
his
shit. That
peak?
was probably I want to you know what? I would even give him between Carter 1 and Carter 3. That gap
That was
between
peak. That was peak.
Carter 1 and Carter 3, anything
He had
in between,
he had the dedication mixtape during that time.
yeah, I'm telling you, the seal like the no ceilings, anything in between that, Ti's gonna have a long night, yo. He'll have a long fucking night.
So you would prefer Busta Rhymes then?
I honestly think that Ti is a hard match for either one of those gentlemen, and I think that greater than that conversation, I think that Lil Wayne should be talked about of one of the goats, and if it came down to a versus, it could only be down to maybe like five people with Lil Wayne.
Oh, so let's play fantasy booker.
Let's do it.
Who would you do with
I
who would
think
you put against Ti?
I think for Ti, I was thinking you were gonna say Lil Wayne, but we'll do Ti. Ti I think would be good against 50 Cent, the original one, the original,
Okay, all right.
the
That. I understand what you're saying now. I'm understanding your logic with that because
that
I
generation.
can't explain
He's
it,
in
but they
that
do have
generation.
the same kind of body of work.
Yes, he's in that generation. They had almost the same damn peak, and they have just about the same amount of bangers. So
50 had a lot more features though.
he had a
Crazy.
lot more features, but that doesn't equivalent to
He can use
better
20 features.
songs.
He can use 20 features.
I mean, you could, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna take that feature over a Ti Smash.
Mm.
Which Ti and I don't want to get this to get lost in translation. I think Ti has a great catalog, but when you start
No,
putting
yeah,
him in that upper edge, when you start putting him in that top tier, I don't know how he stands on his own.
okay, well, yeah, I was going to ask you a question, but I feel like we already have the answer. I was going to ask you what was the more just strange, weirdly contested verses, but I think we're going to go with 2 Chainz and Rick Ross, right?
That was a little that wasn't my cup of tea. I'll put it to you like that. I'm not a fan of both. I was a fan of Rick Ross earlier on in his career. Um, and honestly, 2 Chainz just ain't for me. He's just not
We
my
had
cup.
that we had that chubby guy who used to work at Chevy's. He had the full beard. We called him whenever he walked. You remember? Whenever he walked by, he'd be like Rouse.
I do remember that. I do fucking remember that.
Did I
I do
unlock a
remember
memory?
that.
Did you not
You
even?
did.
I
You
unlocked the
did.
memory. Right?
You unlocked it. You unlocked it. You reached the level and you unlocked it. But
Okay, so
yeah,
now let's do Lil Wayne. I wouldn't know who to put Lil. Do you put Lil Wayne against Busta then?
no, no.
Because Busta, you're saying Busta has 25 years, but Lil Wayne in 2 years he probably recorded 25 years worth of music.
That's true. But you can't negate the fact that there's a better booking for that though. You got to be a booker as well. So even though you
Okay.
could face him, you could pin him against Busta, and it could be an interesting battle. There's still a better one out there. I think if somehow you could get like an Eminem to do this. Oh, you know what? Drake. You get Drake and Lil Wayne to do a versus. That'll break every record you ever had on a versus.
Mm.
And that would be the best night, one of the best nights of your life, because you're gonna hear the best music you've ever heard in your life.
I have my feelings about some of Drake's music, but that's a good matchup. It's a very, very good matchup.
That I
Um,
think I think that's a very good matchup.
do you see again playing fantasy booker? Do you see Eminem and Jay?
I tell you this: if Swizz Beats and Timberland were able to get Jay-Z and Eminem to do a versus, I'd take the day off,
Pay per
and
view.
yeah, that's a pay-per-view
I'd
thing.
pay money to see that.
I'd pay money to
Let him
see that.
go 30, 40 songs.
I would pay money to see that. You would need to have. How about this? You want to be super booker? How about you spend all the money and you get them two to headline, and then you get a Ti versus 50 as the
The opener,
pre
the
the
curtain
opener.
jerk.
Exactly. How about
What they're
that?
what they're working toward is the unicorn.
Was
The
that?
unicorn I feel is like Diddy and Dre.
I don't want to see that. It would be fun. It would be fun.
Okay,
But
okay, let's go back. Let's go back to
there's
the.
a lot more verses that you could do before a Dre. Like that should be like a special event. Like that should
Hold
be
on,
like
you're talking about like an attraction match, like
yeah,
Big
that's
Show
like
versus Aki Bono type shit.
exactly
No, no, no.
like
I say we do Diddy
like a
and Dre, and we go
brawl
back to the. I say
Bart
we do
Gunn
Diddy and
knocked out.
Dre.
Yeah,
Look, we do Diddy and Dre, and we take it back to the origins where they play beats that they made, not
okay.
necessarily their songs, but
No,
their
but see,
beats.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's gonna be a spectacle because you're not gonna look for a Diddy and Dre versus for the lyrics.
Mm.
You're looking for their beats, the production, their features, the artists that they produce. So that's not like gonna be like a real that's again it's gonna be a spectacle. That's not a real
How about
versus.
it's a Mayweather match. How about what one that I was interested in, and a few people, I made a graphic for it and I posted it on Instagram, and it got a little bit of traffic. I thought it would be interesting. Two men that have been compared to each other throughout their entire careers.
G
Maybe
Dep
there's
and
a
Craig
little.
Mack.
Oh, that would be good.
That I'm joking with you. That would be
No,
funny. Go
that
ahead.
no. Please bring some Craig. Please bring some G Dep shit in here. I, G
The
Dep
special delivery.
G Dep is the hornswoggle of the rap world. Like so bad that it was
Whatever.
good. Oh man, what did he
I didn't
say?
mean
He goes,
I I didn't mean to
fish and
distract you.
spaghetti.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He did. He did.
He had a good flow though. He had a great flow.
No, I mean G Dep was G Dep.
You can't even finish your sentence.
Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, okay. So the verses that I would be interested in, I'd also pay money for would be Usher versus Justin Timberlake.
Usher versus okay. So I think I heard this before. I heard that somewhere. I think
That was me. That was probably me.
I yeah, it might have been you, but I think I heard it from somewhere else where uh they were trying to pin Usher against somebody, and they said that the only person that Usher could probably go against was either Chris Brown or Justin Timberlake. And I'm a fan of all three. If you can
That's
get
what they were trying to do. They were trying to do Chris Brown and Usher. But
yeah,
I was like,
I
yo,
can If
Chris Brown is great, but I was like, get Justin in there.
I mean, I'm not mad at a Usher Chris Brown. I think that would be more entertaining. I think Justin Timberlake is a monster. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a beast. I think um his tenure in the I don't even what is he pop R&B? I don't even know. But whatever the fuck category you put
I
him
think
in,
every album he tries something different.
different, right? So it's
Yeah.
like whatever category you put him in, I think he is a master at it. But Usher and Chris Brown, that's another one of those situations where it's it's something that you need to stop what you're doing and just drop everything. Let the kids go crazy in the room for an hour or two and just focus on this because this is going to be the best music you've seen or heard in a while.
I don't know why I was reminded of that Kevin Hart joke that men can never take care of kids because we're glued to the TV and we're just like listening for shit. We're just like, you better not be in that toilet. You just like you're you're listening for splashes.
Yo, did you see his new stand up, by the way?
I gotta catch it. It just released yesterday, right?
I think it released, I think, like 2 days ago.
Hmm. Then I'm late. But yeah, I definitely want to catch it.
Yeah, catch it.
What do you got coming up for Thanksgiving, bro?
Thanksgiving. My plans originally were supposed to go to Arizona to see my parents, but since COVID is running rampant, I don't think that's gonna happen. I actually have until tomorrow to cancel my fucking flight, which I should probably do soon. Um, so yeah, I'm probably just gonna hang out. I got a couple friends that are doing Thanksgiving at their house, so I'll probably just do that, make my famous mac and cheese and bring it over
Your
there.
famous mac and cheese. You want to elaborate on that? What? Your
What's there
famous
to
mac and cheese.
what's there to elaborate on? I mean, I have a I have
I might
a
have to fly you out here, bro.
I have a family recipe for mac and cheese that's been handed down. It's been given to me. It's been
Oh, that's right here.
bestowed. It's been
That's right here.
bestowed upon your friend, your brother from another.
Go on.
And I have taken on the mantle of the mac and cheese panther. And I'm taking the reins on that.
Tell me you
And
wear an apron. Tell me you wear an apron. What color is it?
I don't wear an apron. I'm actually just a come as you are chef. And you know what? If you get some cheese on you, if you get some butter on you, you get some shit on you, what are you gonna do? Fucking apron. You know? My shit's fucking rocking though, I'll tell you that much. And so I'll probably make some of that, make a tray of that, bring it over to a friend's house and just chill out, watch some football, and just relax. What about you? What are you doing?
Gonna be with Sasha's family.
Okay,
They were a little apprehensive, but you know they want to keep the tradition alive. They're just being careful with everything.
of course.
Probably see Estelle during the day, maybe.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, we're just gonna be with the family. Great family, big family, and so it's gonna be exciting to see everybody because everybody's been away because you know I can't get near you, can't see you, and
Of course.
um, but yeah,
Woo.
for
Uh,
those watching, I know we don't have any live people right now, but got Nelson there. What's up, Nelson? But obviously this will be on YouTube as always. In a few weeks, I guess I can announce it here. In a few weeks, Brian and Chris will join me with another guest, and we will go through the
yes.
tournament of Christmas movies. And I think in about a week or two, I'll probably put up the post on Facebook to get everybody's suggestions. There are some that have to go in there. It's a Wonderful Life,
I was
Christmas
talking about
Carol,
it
Home
earlier
Alone.
today. I was talking about it earlier today with some of my friends, and listen. There's some joints up there. You know?
No, there's some good. And I want to keep it at 32 because it took us like 4 days to record the last one when we were doing. Yo, I was like,
But we
yo,
got it
I was,
done. It got done though.
it
It
got
got
done.
done. It got done.
Yo, I was like, okay, 2 hour runtime. We got to get through this. And I was like, yo, we were there for like 3 hours. But You guys were troopers. I loved it.
Yeah, that's fun though.
So we can go over that a little bit. We got Christmas Carol, It's
Lame,
a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street,
lame,
Home
lame.
Alone.
Great.
Somebody said Just Friends. My sister today told me Just Friends.
Just Friends is funny as fuck. I don't know if you ever
Yeah.
seen that movie. That movie's funny as
Love that
hell.
movie. Love that
Ryan
movie.
Reynolds is funny as
What
fucking that
about
movie.
Christmas with the Cranks?
Christmas with the Cranks, I could do without it.
Four Christmases?
You you said so you got Santa Claus, you got Home Alone, and I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I'm putting Die Hard in that bitch. Um, yeah,
Oh, you know which ones I forgot?
National Lampoon's Christmas
Lampoons, yeah.
Vacations.
Christmas Vacation. But you know which one I forgot?
What?
Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the claymation special that they used to play every
All right, so we were talking about that too, and I think it was Apple TV claimed the rights to Charlie Brown's
Charlie
Christmas.
Brown, yeah. They took all the Charlie Brown shit. So
What a
we're
bitch!
not gonna get that on network television
What a
anymore.
bitch! Are you kidding me? How
It's
you
the end
gonna?
of an era. Yeah,
But
hey
yeah,
dude,
man, Rudolph,
do you
that
remember
claymation of Rudolph and all that shit. That's fucking classic, bro.
yeah, but there's four of them. It's Frosty the Snowman,
Frost No Man, Rudolph. You got
Rudolph,
what was this?
Santa Claus Coming to Town, and then
Yep,
the one about the elf.
yep.
Um, what was I gonna say? Do you remember New Year's marathons of the honeymooners?
Of course. Of
Fuck yeah,
course,
bro.
my mom, and my grandmother. I started watching them because my mom and my grandmother watched them. It's like a tradition in my family. Um, and I don't care how racist or out of date the shit
It's funny
was.
shit. It's funny
It's
shit,
funny
bro.
shit. It's funny shit.
It's fun.
When New Year's comes, there's two marathons that I watch. It's the Honeymooners and the Twilight Zone every year.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Every year, the Twilight Zone marathon comes on and the Honeymooners marathon comes on. I watch both.
Yo, people don't know. Some people don't know about the Twilight Zone, bro. Like that
The
was
original, but I'm talking about like
yeah,
like
the original TV series. Like that was
the
some of the
original
best
every
stories.
year,
Like,
every year,
jeez, bro.
every year. And then I got spoiled because they put the Twilight Zone on, I think it was Netflix like earlier this year. They had like the
Yep.
Twilight Zone on Netflix, and I was just sitting there watching all that shit. Like that was some good writing. That was some really good writing. Like for back in
Stuff
the
that still
day,
resonates. Stuff that
yeah,
still resonates. Even
that
60
was
years
some
later.
that was some really good writing and shit that even like still scares me even today. But yeah, the Honeymooners marathon was like that's Chris is that Christmas or New Year's? That's New Year's.
I think it was New Year's. I want to
That's
say it
New
was New
Year's.
Year's.
Yeah, that's New Year's. New Year's. I always watched
Was
it.
it Thanksgiving that they would do the Wizard of Oz marathon?
I think so, but I'm not a Wizard of Oz fan.
No. Are you more the Wiz?
Fuck you, but yes, I am. Fuck you, but yes, I am. Absolutely. You bet your fucking ass I am. Yes, I am.
Nothing better than a black joke.
The Wiz is great. It's
No,
good.
I used to, out here is predominantly Mexican. I used to work with this black dude in the restaurant. One time I swung the door open. I accidentally almost hit him. I had to do it. I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. He's like, no, no, it's okay. And I was like, no, no, I would have felt bad if I gave you a black eye. He was like,
Didn't see it coming.
people sitting right there, they were just like,
Didn't see it coming. Didn't see it coming. And here we are.
hey, but we gotta put together 32 Christmas classics. Jingle All the Way was one of them that we said has to be in there.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And again, bro, these brackets are randomly made, and
I'm looking
it's
forward
gonna
to
be
this.
tough
This is gonna be fun. This is
because
gonna be
it's
fun.
32 now. We're trying to do 32 to keep it at one
Listen,
episode. And I go
National
ahead, go ahead.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. If that is not in at least the final round, we're gonna have an issue. And if Miracle on 34th fucking Street is there and National Lampoon's isn't, Shit's getting flipped.
Hey, Miracle on 34th Street is magic, bro.
Fuck that movie. All right. Look what you did to my tree. Motherfucker, frame that shit, yo. All right.
Oh, dude, a Christmas Story, bro.
Of course. Christmas Story is legitimate, yes. Of course. All I'm
I
saying is National Lampoons, don't fuck this up. All right.
Hey, remember what happened to Poltergeist?
I'm putting the bug in your ear now, so I'm saying it. Don't fuck this up.
Poltergeist left in the first round.
Listen, you guys stop thinking about the past, all right? Let it go. Let it go.
Hey, this is D. You can find me at DNC Digital on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. My buddy right there is Brian Davis. He chooses not to give away his social media because it's a personal one. So he's just here to have fun and be a co-host. And he gets to walk into the night after all of this is done, and he says anything he wants to piss people off, and no repercussions.
None.
He just, oh my God, you said, what'd you say? Fuck Miracle on 34th Street.
Fuck that movie, yo. Fuck that shit.
Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Versus battle, I give it to Jeezy, probably for the reasons that you came up with, because we're East Coasters and we had a lot more exposure to him. But not to say that Gucci Mane did not put up a fight. He probably already did since they had an after party. But no, he had some really good songs. Oh, look who's there to say hi, bro. Look who's there to say hi.
Fucking listen, I'm sorry. What was it? Carrie? It was Carrie, right?
No, this is no. You're thinking about the horror thing. This is Sasha, bro. This is my girl. She's saying hi.
Oh, I am so sorry, Sasha. I love you. You know I love you. I love you for reasons that y'all don't think you even realize, for keeping this man right here in check. Continue to keep doing a great job. I love you. I love him. And with that being said, I'm signing off.
Awesome. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a good night. Brian, my man. Love you, buddy.
Love you too, bro.
Peace.